Hey everyone, Jay Nash here to talk about a brand new weapon coming to Realm Royale. Let's dive in. OB17 is introducing a new heavy weapon to Realm Royale, and we're letting players choose its name. We've worked with a number of your favorite streamers to come up with name ideas for the weapon, and now you can vote on your favorite. Head over to realmroyale.com and find our naming contest post to cast your vote now. The streamer whose name idea is chosen will receive 5 battle bundles to give away for the brand new battle pass arriving with the OB17 update. Forging ahead, this is Jay Nash, and we'll see you in Realm Royale.
Hello and welcome everybody to the OB17 patch notes. My name is Nick Keogh. I'm joined by my lovely crew of Realm Royalers, James, Davey, and Josh. Fellas, I know you guys are doing great today. I don't even have to ask. I'm seeing some of these awesome new chicken skins and a fun little naming contest for one of the new weapons. We'll kind of loop back around to that to give you guys an overview of what we've got today. We've got the new battle pass coming up for you guys. Obviously, the new weapon that you just kind of had a little peek at. Some daily login bonuses, which is going to be a really cool feature for you all to get some hands. Maybe some more currency. Then, of course, those balanced bug fixes and optimization. So, without further ado, let's hop into our first thing, which is going to be the new battle pass. We kind of saw the title of it teased a little bit there, the new frontier. Davey, I'm going to open the floor to you to kind of talk us through the theme and what we can be expecting to see in this battle pass.
Well, we really wanted to change things up with this battle pass and really kind of get like a nice sci-fi scope. So we have, as you can see on the screen, we have robot dinosaurs and cyberpunk and robot cowboys and all sorts of stuff like that. So it's got a nice wide range to it to kind of give some diversity to the realm.
Man, these weapon skins are shaping up, and of course, you guys always knock it out of the park with the chicken skins. So a ton of new skins coming, of course, in this battle pass following sort of that theme. So I think we should go ahead and hop in and take a couple peeks at some of them. The first one will be the 6-shot cyborg for assassin. So this is, I assume, an assassin skin.
It's going to be an assassin skin.
Yeah.
You know, we want to make sure that we're having a few more of those as they are highly requested. And he's really cool. He's sort of like a cyborg cowboy.
Let's take a look. Let's take a listen.
There's only room enough for one robo-sheriff in this town, partner. It's gonna be an old-fashioned shootout. They'll never see me coming.
Love it, man. So that's the first one, like you mentioned. Of course, has that very sci-fi theme. He's got, you know, the big arm there, and going into, you know, the fact that this is going to be one of the assassin skins, sneaking around with this guy. I like the personality that he's got, kind of bringing into that sneaky type of gameplay.
Yeah, we definitely just came up with him verbally because just cowboy, cyborg, assassin. It just sounds awesome. It's who you want to be. We put the metal arm on the right side, so when you're aiming down the sight, you're seeing all that.
Is that your stabbing arm too?
That is also your stabbing arm.
Good.
It's got a little bit of an extra umph to it.
Of course.
You get that cool dagger. Yeah.
Yeah, love the dagger, love the boots, love the spurs, love everything about it. Got a whole bunch of these to get through, so let's go ahead and hop right into the next one. It'll be Cyber Rider, and this is a hunter skin. So the Cyber Rider Hunter. I can't wait to see it. I think the biggest and most important part to the skins, personally for me, is that voice pack. So let's go ahead, have a quick listen to the Cyber Rider Hunter.
Now we're gonna have some fun. Kick it into gear. Time to get serious.
Oh, she's got a little Australian twang.
A little bit of the twang in there.
That's
yeah.
a knife. I love it, man. The knives definitely look really good there. So when you're making skins kind of like with this overarching theme, how do you try to choose to like line up the personalities of each of these voice packs and these voice actor skins with each of the classes kind of in Realm Royale?
I mean, you came up with the voice.
Yeah, so it depends, right? Like, I'm responsible for sort of casting and getting these voices done, and sometimes I'll see a skin and I'll like know, right?
Know?
And you just know what you want.
That's awesome.
Or sometimes I'll be like, hey, Davey, what sorts of things were you thinking about for this skin? And actually, the next skin that we're going to is one where Davey and I sort of work together to like figure out what we wanted the voice to be like.
Very cool, very cool. So, moving right along, our third skin here, we've got the Radon Flux Mage. So this will be one of the mage skins. Can we expect to just see one of each type of class for the whole battle pass, basically? So these are going to rock and roll here. And we're going to go ahead and take a listen now to the Radon Flux Mage.
Good help is so hard to find these days. Well, go on and say it. I'm dressed to kill. Well, this party certainly is starting.
Love it. No helmet either. That's a bold statement to make out there in the realm. And Josh, you did want to have a quick disclaimer about the knife with the skin?
Yeah, so while we have included knives with some of the other skins, the mage, actually, that's more for just your visualization. You can kind of see how the dagger might look in her hand, but this skin actually does not come with the dagger you see in the video right here.
Right, the other skins will, this one will not, and those daggers will be unlockable through the battle pass.
Gotcha, gotcha. So that only leaves us with one class. The high-tech trooper will be up next, and I have to imagine that's our warrior boy. I can't wait to see what he looks like. I mean, that's you know, this is a great theme, I think, for the warrior, right? Big and strong and metallic as he leaps into battle. Let's go ahead and take a listen to our fourth and final warrior skin here in the battle pass.
Woohoo! Ride 'em, cowboy! Whew, these chickens are wilier than a space bug. Woo! I think I'm in love.
I love it, man. The old seasoned Space Marine there, and the very cool looking there. I think thematically, obviously black and yellow. That's the color scheme of my car, so very near and dear to my heart. I love that one. Very cool personality and feeling very different, right? But they all kind of I think line up nicely with the classes that they are respected to.
Yeah, I love the glowies on his arm and stuff, and I think it's really cool that as a progression skin, one of the things that you'll unlock as it progresses is going to be those glowing elements on his arm. So you can sort of see that growth as you progress the skin, and it's really fun.
Is this the only progressive skin in this battle pass?
So 6-shot Cyborg and high-tech Trooper are both going to be progression. And level 2, you're going to unlock the dagger. And then Cyber Rider will also unlock a dagger at level 2, but she's only 2 levels. Just normal and then with dagger.
That's cool, though. So when we looked at 6-shot, was that his final form? Like how kind of that was the warrior's final form? Beautiful. But of course, there are more than just characters in this game that need to be skinned up. Our first the Robot Chicken. I like this. I can't wait to see what this one looks like. Go ahead and take a look. No, listen, obviously the chickens don't have their voice packs. And man, you keep outdoing yourselves here with this one.
Yeah, he's super cute. And his face will actually like change to different expressions based on what he's doing. Highly recommend getting chickened and flying out of a catapult with this guy. It's absolutely hilarious.
Also, when you jump, you kind of see these sparks coming out of his wings when he's falling down to kind of leverage himself and make sure it doesn't hurt him.
You got to do what you can to survive out there. I mean, it's a tumultuous time to be a chicken for sure. Of course, not only chickens, but we've got the BattleBox 3 chicken as well. So we've got 2 chicken skins, and it looks like 2 mount skins that we'll get to in just a little bit. But we'll go ahead and take a peek-see at our second chicken. This guy looks ready to fight. Like, I'm going to chicken this guy, and then I'm going to be like, oh, hold up. He's armed and dangerous.
He just has the best little underpants or something. I just love the way that wiggles.
I know, the way he's kind of just jiggling.
It's really good, yeah.
Man.
This is also a progression chicken.
Progression chicken, okay.
Yeah, well, he gears up and gets more glowy and stuff as you level him up. It also probably has the best chicken death in the game.
Okay.
It's pretty spectacular.
It's really good.
Can you give us a little tease?
Yeah, it's pretty anime where he like sort of like turns into energy and like splits in half. It's great. It's so good. It's so good.
I love it.
You have to see it.
Well, that does it for our chicken skins and our character skins, but of course the mounts still need to get some loves. These don't have any voice packs either, but we'll go ahead and take a look here. First one is going to be the Mechasaur mount, which I believe we saw a little bit teased there in that intro video. I'm guessing this is that Robo-Raptor looking very vicious and very delicious.
And he has flames that come out of his mouth when he emotes, I believe.
I believe so, yeah. He's very cool.
Oh, yeah, that's a big part of it, man. I mean, you have like all those ways to kind of further customize your mount. Not only can you get the skin, but get a little bit of that personality.
You get all these nice shiny skins. You need a nice shiny mount.
Yeah, definitely.
That's right.
It's a damn good looking raptor there. I mean, that's going to go nicely with my warrior skin. Can't wait to rock that one there. In the realm, one final battle pass skin that we do have is the HL1700 mount, which I'm guessing is that like speedery bike thing we kind of saw there. Yeah. I think that's going to go nicely with the hunter skin. So we'll go ahead and take a look, get a little spinny there, and nice. I love it. Looks like it come right from one of those like old 90s style movies, right? The Speed Racer. little Tron action there. I love
A
it.
little cyberpunk, a little.
Any
futuristic.
teases for like what the mount emote might look like for this?
It's a burnout.
Oh, it is?
Yeah,
I like it.
It's squealy. We put a lot of
Very
new
cool.
tech into getting this so when it rides down hills, it looks
Yeah,
very cool.
yeah. We had a big arc of
Is there
work.
anyone on the team that would like be, I don't know, a little biased towards like a motorcycle mount? Davey?
Yeah, it's definitely no. It has nothing to do with me.
Nothing to do with credit. All
No,
right, just
I
to
may
be-
have 2 motorcycles, but
So
That's
some-
beside
it wasn't
the
my
point.
idea.
Unlock that in Elf 3.
something
go.
else that's kind of cool about the Next Frontier Battle Pass is that we're actually introducing like 2 new types of cosmetics too, which we don't need to spoil here. Maybe we let them see a little later, you know. and
Okay.
then when we had the trailer and everything, we have some cool new, like brand new cosmetics included in this too. So get excited for that.
Gotcha. Well, not exactly the way that the saying goes, but when one new door opens, another must close, Josh. So the fact that we are bringing this new bass into the realm means that the other is going to be taking its exit pretty soon.
Correct. The Steel and Shadow Battle Pass will be ending with OB17 since we are starting a new Battle Pass. PS Plus players will still be able to claim that Battle Pass for free until Friday, and they can still unlock the Battle Pass in the PlayStation Store until next Monday. Whereas PC and Xbox players will be able to sort of seamlessly move from one Battle Pass to the next. But this past weekend we did some double XP. I don't know, James. Think we can step that up a little bit maybe for
I need
this
more
weekend?
How about triple?
Triple?
Triple it?
All right, chat. what do you
Sound good
think?
to you guys?
Yeah,
Out
triple
there?
it.
Sound
All right,
good?
We're
Triple
tripling
it.
it.
All right, this weekend, triple XP, people. Get
Triple
out there
Battle
and finish
Pass.
that Steel and
Yeah,
Shadow
finish it
Battle
up.
Pass while you can.
Love it. All right, guys, moving right along here. Our next up, I'm very excited to talk about
Oh, hey,
this.
also worth mentioning about the new Battle Pass, because I know some people do care about this. In Battle Pass 3, you will be purchasing levels instead of experience, which is a big change.
Okay.
Makes it a little bit more concrete. You know what you're getting, right? It's one level at a time.
Sure.
Good progression, especially great value later on in the Battle Pass when you're higher level.
Yeah.
So that'll hopefully be a better experience for everybody.
So if you're buying levels, hold out as long as you possibly can and buy them when they're later, because you're going to get that full tier. You're not going to get just a flat amount of XP anymore.
Or, buy them early on, get all the stuff early, and you can
and
style
then
on
look
some
good,
fools.
feel good.
Yeah.
That's a very great phrase to be used here. Minigun, that is going to be the new weapon. We saw it a little bit there in the intro video, but it is the first heavy weapon. So talk about what exactly that means for us.
Yeah, so we had to basically make a whole new anim set for this weapon, which means all new animations for everything, right? Like every ability, everything. When you're holding this weapon, we had to go through and anything you can do, we had to make new animations for that. So you're going to sort of hold it underslung. It's a nice baseline for us to do potentially other stuff in the future.
Gotcha.
But I think we picked a really awesome weapon to start with. It's a lot of fun. You can see the way he's holding it. It spins up. And our keyword for this weapon was we wanted it to be gratuitous. It can fire like 1,700 rounds per minute.
All right. What's like the clip size, though?
500.
500.
Yeah, so once you're
Okay.
fully spun up,
It feels real good.
you can hold down right click and it'll spin up, and then when you left click, it's just like right, like and it's
opposed
just
to, like,
all these.
If you
bullets.
just get surprised and hardly left, you will have to incur a little
Exactly. Yeah. We wanted to build that spin up in, so that there's a risk, there's a cost,
You got to have that with the minigun.
and then that allows us to
It'd be
make it
weird if
even
you
more
didn't.
powerful, right?
Exactly, yeah. A little bit of a preparation there. What type of range do I want to be fighting at with the minigun?
Short to mid is ideal. A little too short, it can be hard to maneuver with it because it is going to slow you down when you're firing it. A little bit too
reward,
far
baby.
away, it becomes a little inaccurate, but you can put a lot of shots down range. It's very good mid range, and it is by far the highest DPS weapon in the game.
Gotcha. Alrighty. Well, rock and roll, baby. The minigun is coming into the realm. Very excited for that. That's not all we've improved upon, though. Of course, daily login bonuses is something I alluded to a little bit earlier. And go ahead and talk us a little bit what these are going to be.
Yeah, we wanted to give a nice concrete reward for just logging in every day, making having a presence in the realm, getting you online, and maybe you look at the daily quest, you're like, oh, I can do that one pretty easily. So when you log in, you're going to progress through a set of 7 rewards. It's 5 days of Battle Pass experience, and then the last 2 days are going to be crowns, 20 and then 30.
Love it.
If you miss a day, maybe you go on vacation or you work 18 hours or whatever, that's fine. Log in the next day. You don't lose your progress.
Right. So it's a 7-day cycle. No matter what 7 days you pick, it could be 7 days a month. It could be every day of the week, right?
That's
right.
right.
It's going to go through the same cycle, and you'll never miss.
Yep, and you can get up to 50 crowns a week, which is pretty good.
If you're min-maxing, love it.
That's right.
And we've got a fun little thing that we want to tease here for April Fools, I believe.
Yeah, so we
but
do.
It's not a troll.
We do have some special stuff for April Fools. First of all, there will be a legendary mount in the store on April 1st.
Okay.
And
only on April 1st?
It will. That's when it will release. It will be in the store for longer than that.
It's gonna hang out.
And then for a week starting on April 1st, we're gonna have a special surprise that you can activate in the Zeppelins.
Okay.
We'll just leave it at that.
I cannot wait
to
see
be a lot of
what
fun.
you come up with for April Fools. I mean, that's right in your wheelhouse.
We used our big brains to really think about what would be fun.
Yeah, I can't
That's all I'm
wait.
gonna say.
I can't wait. So another thing you got to use your brain for, a little bit more concrete, a little bit less fun. The balance changes here. We got to get down into the nitty gritty. First one up on the docket is going to be the assault rifle, seeing a 10% damage increase.
Yeah, so the assault rifle, in terms of DPS, was a little bit lower than projectile weapons, which is sort of intended, right? It's a little bit more straightforward, easier to use. You don't have to lead your shots. But it was just, the gap was too big, so we're closing it a little bit. Assault rifle should be a little bit more effective. But still, if you're an expert player, those projectile weapons, especially if you have talents that support them, should be the place to go. That should be your optimal choice.
Gotcha. Burst rifle will be the next up. Not only a damage increase of 15%, but also the clip size being brought up from 21 to 30.
Yeah, so the problems were twofold. One is it just didn't do enough damage, didn't do enough DPS, so we've increased its damage to address that issue. But secondly, there are a lot of cases, especially at longer range, where this is it's meant to be like a mid to long range weapon.
Yeah.
You would run out of ammo before you could turn someone into a chicken.
Right.
And that really feels pretty bad, so we've increased the clip size to compensate. The burst rifle does have potential to be really strong, especially given that it is a non-projectile weapon. So we'll be keeping an eye on it. We don't want it to go too far, but this should make it more viable.
Awesome. Bolt staff up next. Clip size, kind of the same treatment as the burst rifle here. Clip size increased from 15 to 25 on top of a damage increase by 15%.
Right, so clip size, just to once again make sure that you're not running out of ammo before you get those kills, unless, obviously you're missing a lot of shots, right?
Is there a philosophy like, if I hit all of my shots in a clip, I need to be able to be chickening someone at full HP, full armor?
Generally, it depends. The SMG is probably the weapon that's like the tightest on that, and that's intended, but it also has a very fast reload. So there's some wiggle room there, but generally, yes, one clip should be sufficient to kill one player.
If you hit it all.
Right, and there are, of course, weapons where you can get 2 kills with a single clip. There are weapons where it's a little bit closer, but generally it's 1 clip to 1 kill. Damage increase for the bolt staff. It was underused relative to other offerings for the mage.
That's awesome. So you got access to a whole bunch of kinds of stats like play rates and stuff like that, so you can see what kind of needs help here.
Yeah, and we're just trying to make sure that right now we're getting a baseline, trying to get everything into a viable state.
Perfect. Yeah.
And then potentially reevaluating weapons that maybe aren't as fun as they should be, or the talent doesn't quite work. But for now, it's just getting to that baseline. So if everything theoretically is viable, where do they end up standing?
Sure. All right, well, let's move right along to the pistol, adding a damage fall-off at range.
Yeah, so the pistol release, it was actually pretty strong on release. Even though it is sort of a small weapon, it can pack a punch. And it actually didn't have any damage fall-off, which we wanted to give it some. It is still, it's pretty good over range.
Gotcha.
Because a lot of, at longer range, you're going to have to control your fire. You're going to have to slow down to be more accurate. So there is sort of a natural damage reduction in there.
Right.
But we just wanted to put a little damage fall off on top, as it was a little too strong at longer ranges.
Alrighty, moving along to the throwing axe, a quick little 8% damage reduction.
Right, so the throwing axe does a lot of damage. 8% doesn't sound like a lot, but it's around 100.
Off a high base, right?
Yeah.
This was, at least the way I use it, it's one of those, you get up in the face and you don't really miss it a whole lot once you get up in the wheelhouse for the throwing axe.
So we just want to make sure that, if you're at full health, full armor, you know, maybe you even have a healing station going that you are surviving that one extra shot.
Gotcha. Perfect. All right, sniper rifle. Equip time is being reduced from 1 second to 0.6 seconds.
Right. So
So is this the, like, I'm switching to my sniper now time?
That's correct.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So we have to be careful with equip times because we don't want cases where you can artificially increase your damage per second by swapping between two weapons. With the sniper rifle, that's not much of a concern because it has a very long reload time, and you can't carry two sniper rifles. So
there's definitely been those. I remember those old clips before you reduce the hip fire actually on the sniper, where you pop that hip fire, quick switch to anything else, and finish it up.
Right, and that actually should still be doable, especially with weapons with a faster equip time, SMG, pistol.
Sure.
You know, faster fire rate weapons generally will have that shorter equip time. Sniper rifle can come down because it's only one shot, and you're gonna have to reload, so you're not really going back and forth. And then we're discussing options for a more holistic fix that potentially will allow us to not have to have such long equip times with some weapons that maybe shouldn't have.
Gotcha. Alrighty. Now we're moving into abilities here. Proximity traps cooldown has been reduced by 10 seconds across all rarities. Now at 26, 22, 18, and 14.
Right. So proximity trap specifically felt like it could have a shorter cooldown because you can only have one out at a time. So it's very much an ability that you use and then you wait to see if it, you know, pays dividends, right?
Sure.
And if you want to move that from one place to another, having a lower cooldown is nicer, but generally isn't going to be increasing like how effective the ability is in combat, unless, you know, you're really outsmarting someone or something and you're tricking them into walking through the proxy mine over and over. In that case, you kind of deserve the kill.
I think that, yeah, I can see a timeline where that happens.
Yeah.
I could see that. Sensor drone, very similar treatment here. Reduced cooldown 10 seconds across all ranks. Same, you know, ranks 26, 22, 18, 14.
Right.
Same idea there.
Sensor drone's niche is granting a reveal through walls for a short duration. So it's especially good for like sweeping houses or maybe finding a hidden chicken, especially in squads. It's the sort of thing that's great to have one person who has it. And we want to make sure that that person can use it a little bit more, but without having too much uptime where you're just seeing people through walls all the time.
Gotcha. Alrighty, moving along to some talents here for the warrior. Into the fray, the shielding shot will increase movement speed of nearby allies talent. That is getting bumped up by 10% from 25 to 35.
Right, yeah. So when you're, you know, when you're buffing your allies, making them move a little bit faster, should hopefully help them close those distances, especially if they're using more aggressive warrior weapons. We'll keep an eye on it because, you know, we have had situations where there are squads of 4 warriors with 4 shielding shouts running at people.
Yeah.
And this talent is, I mean, it is good for that. So
it is good. AoE movement speed is good.
Yeah, we'll be keeping an eye on that one.
Alrighty, Edge Master is seeing an increased movement speed and damage with the sword. That's what the talent does.
That's what the talent does. It is getting reduced movement speed.
Gotcha. By 15% here, from 25 down to 10.
Yeah, people running this talent were able to stick a little too close to you.
Well, that's the purpose of it, right? Is to help you stick with a sword, but not be, you know, closing gaps like Barry Allen.
If you're using a concussion bomb to knock them back, and then they catch back up to you.
That's tough.
That's tough, right? Like, you know, you want some counterplay there where it's like, okay, they use a movement ability to get in, so I knock them back, so they knock me towards them or whatever, and then I use my movement ability to get away. Like, we want there to be a case where you can use your abilities and you can time your stuff and you can use cover to get away. And with 25% movement speed, they could just run to you.
It's a shooter, man. You know, these melee weapons should be and could be viable, right? But that was always my thoughts on the sword, right? I just wanted to, if I got to you, to be able to stick to you, not to be able to just, you know, W key around with a melee weapon.
Especially as the longsword has frost at its highest rarity.
There you go.
So you get one hit and
it's likely over unless you got an escape plan. Moving along to some hunter talent, Survivalist, which is shielding after using withdraw. The duration of said shield is going to be increased by 2 seconds from 2 to 4.
Yeah, so there was an ask from community members to basically make this shield trigger after stealth, which is something that we could do, but we want to try this first because We think it's helpful and good to have that shield while you're in stealth. People,
Sure.
The other people can't
Sometimes you
see
get
it.
hidden stealth, yeah.
Sometimes you get hidden stealth, and this duration effectively should also cover that other situation.
Nice.
Of when you're then out of stealth, you still have the shield. Is relatively small, but it can make a big difference. I mean, 300 extra health, that might be that extra throwing axe hit.
Right. Exactly. So that's it for the Hunter. Assassin is seeing some changes to Toxicology, which is the Shredder increases all damage a target takes. Damage amp is being reduced from 30% to 25%.
Right. The Shredder is a very strong weapon. This talent made it incredibly strong.
Was that nasty looking like SMG thing? That I like that weapon.
Yeah,
a
it
lot,
is
man.
nasty.
That thing is cool looking.
It's scary. So we just wanted to tone it down just a little bit.
Okay.
Bring it in line with other damage amplification effects. Pin cushion for hunters could also do that. They'll now be 25% standard, so it is only 5% more damage than the baseline talent that affects all 3 of your class weapons. But if you swap weapons, you're still getting this benefit. If you have a teammate, you're giving them this benefit. So there's a lot of value there still.
Yeah, definitely. One more change for the Assassin. Ephemeral protection, shielding after using Blink is what this talent does. The duration is seeing a similar increase to the Hunter from 2 seconds up to 4.
Yeah, and that's the same methodology, right? We just want to give you a little bit more coverage when you're using this talent.
Yeah.
Just so it lasts a little bit longer, makes you feel a little bit safer when you're
Definitely. There's something similar to this, kind of like for like a Shaolin and from Paladins. That's where I'm mostly from. Whereas like you have like post-hit delays on abilities and stuff like that, right? And then you got, if you're blinking, having your post-hit delay, reacquiring your target, right? That's gonna maybe eat up most of your 2 seconds depending on how fast you do it. So a little bit more usability there, I think.
And one of the most powerful things about Blink in our game is that you can blink through a window.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's one of the only movement abilities. Sor can do it, but it's a little bit more obvious. Where you just get through a window into a building. And once you're there, you have to reacquire. So we want to make sure that you can have a little bit more time to be protected and be safe, especially when you're doing those risky blinks.
Love it. So last balance change is to potions.
Yeah.
Less of a change of potency, but more just one of drop chance.
Right. So from normal chests, we've added an additional drop chance that's separate from everything else. This does not affect the drop chances of anything else.
Gotcha.
That has a chance to drop either a health potion or an armor potion. It is 50-50, and it's just like, if you're opening more chests, you're going to get more health and armor potions.
You're rolling the dice more. Love it. That is going to conclude our balance changes, though. We do have, of course, our big bug fix section today. We're going to let Mr. J. Nash take us through these.
Yeah, so as always, we're including as many bug fixes as we can. We listen to those, get them over to the team. Let's just go ahead and hop in here. So we fixed an issue where audio would not always play properly for sprays and emotes. I was experiencing this a little bit on stream the other day. I was trying to emote in the Zeppelin. It would start and it would kind of cut off. So happy to see if we got that one addressed. Fixed an issue where skydive sound effects wouldn't always start when the player leaves the Zeppelin, which is a shame. You want to get those cool effects. We have all these really cool contrails. Nice to be able to see them and hear them. Addressed a number of volume and sound issues for abilities and other game elements. I know in particular one that we saw when we first released the new sound for chest is when the chest opened, there were a lot of complaints that was a little too loud.
Yeah, we pulled those down a little bit, potion chest down a little bit, so you should still be able to hear them if you're kind of close, but it's not going to be like at the top of the mix.
Right, and so we just did kind of a sweep. A lot of things are affected. That's sort of a blanket bug fix, but we should see a lot of change from those fixes. Fixed an issue where players can mount near some forges. Fixed an issue where players could forge from unintended location in some forges. Like,
what does that mean?
That doesn't sound good.
I don't want to say it because people are gonna hop in the game and do it right now. No, it's fine. Like in the forge style, like Northport, you could stand under the balcony and actually forge beneath the forge, like on the floor below. So that's been addressed.
You just made a hot spot in the next match.
I know. I have everyone going to Northport. Let's see. Fixed an issue where the animation for drawing the longbow didn't match the new draw time, and that was a result of a balance adjustment we made with our last update.
Right.
So now to just match up a little neater.
Perfect.
Fixed an issue where splash weapons would not deal damage to the firing player at the same rate. I don't know, James, maybe.
Yeah, so all splash weapons, if you hit yourself, and this is specifically weapons, not abilities, but if you hit yourself, they'll do like 100 damage to you. and I think there was it was like one specific rarity, maybe like the epic ice staff, that would do like full damage.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. So, you know, obviously we do want to disincentivize shooting your own feet a little bit, but it should now be completely in line.
Gotcha.
100 damage every shot.
Cool. Let's see. We fixed an issue where talents that affect health weren't being enabled after being resurrected. So a lot of reports of like rejuvenation not triggering after you were revived. So it's good that see your talent throughout the whole game. Fixed an issue where
just try not dying. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that is the real fix, right? Fix an issue where linked accounts ranks and statistics defaulted to the Steam value. So if you were a long-time Xbox player and you linked your account and you're so excited, you got all your stats and your content from PC, but your stats are showing your Steam, which you might not play on very much. It was kind of disheartening, right? Like, oh man, all my wins are gone. We're going to resolve that. It's coming with OB17. It'll just be cumulative for all of your merged accounts now, so that'll be nice. So you have one more bug fix, and I want to finish off on a little note here. We made some improvements to runtime performance. So across all platforms, we're constantly making performance and optimization adjustments.
Right.
So I think we're reducing polygon count. And I know that might be a little too much detail, but the game should be running better with each update that we release. So ideally, players will see that. They'll see it in their FPS and just general performance for the game.
Beautiful.
I
Alrighty,
did want
gentlemen. Thank you guys so much for coming out. Great skins, bug fixes, obviously the balance. I'm very excited for all of it, and you guys should be too. But that does do it for us here on the OB17 Note Show. Can't wait for the new Battle Pass. PTS will be brewing up sometime shortly. I'm sure you guys are working hard on that around the clock. Thank you guys all so much for tuning in, and we will see you all next time.